So I'm back in Brighton after the Christmas period in Norfolk, and hopefully about to take possession of a new phone, which means I'll have far more storage to create drawings and things. And so what I'm going to do today is some sketchbook page turning. So I'll get a few of those ready to go, and also a studio chat with Katie, and getting prepared to do the live stream Q&A tomorrow, and also do the drawing to music. So we've got those scheduled to go tomorrow. So I'm now back to my daily drawing, and I thought I'd show you this, which is it's a little project I'm doing at the moment, which I'm calling Paths, and I'm just creating these little cards. They're essentially interconnected because they each have paths coming in at the exact same place on the card, so you can place them together to create different landscapes. And that's all there is to it, really. It's a very simple concept, but I've really enjoyed creating them. I've drawn about 20 so far, and I want to draw about 52, I think, to make a deck of cards that are just paths, really. And I think I've talked about creating imaginary landscapes and how that is an enjoyable process, because in a way each time you draw an imaginary landscape, it's a way of travelling to another place in your mind, which I really enjoy. And it's a sort of static travel, I suppose. You don't actually have to even get out of bed. In order to go somewhere completely different. I'm using my trusty .4 pen, Pilot pen, which gives a nice line. Here's a path, just snaking towards this One Tree Hill. And that's another thing. I'll probably do a little drawing a little bit later. I'll post it up of my drawings of One Tree Hills as bookmarks. And that's something I'm doing for charity. I'm going to raise some money for my mother's church. She's just asked me if I could do something, and I said yes, I will. So I'm going to be selling these little bookmarks to raise money for St Nicholas Church in Brighton. I'm not a believer, but my mother is, and it's nice to do things for some good causes. from time to time. And then these little cards, I like to just introduce maybe a small sign of human or otherwise habitation. There's a little wayside hut. And again, just invite the viewer to ruminate as they lay the different cards down, who might be occupying these little houses that crop up by the wayside. I was drawing in the car as we drove back from Norfolk to Brighton yesterday, and it always surprises me actually that I can draw in the car, because it can be quite bumpy and stuff, but I think years of drawing on trains have probably acclimatised me to sort of drawing on the move, and so it actually is quite a nice way to spend the time which otherwise one would just sort of spend as a passenger, actually doing something enjoyable. And so getting the light source is important in these cards, making sure that the shadows are all going in the right direction. So the light is always coming from the left, and the shadows are on the right. Birdsong outside. Beginning of a new year. And I hope that it'll be a good and productive new year for artists and writers and poets. And I've got a few sort of projects with some fantastic writers and poets coming up, which I'm really looking forward to. You know that thing you have at the beginning of the new year where you sort of assess and think about what lies ahead. Well, I've been doing that, thinking about my future projects, one of which will be these cards, and another will be, which I also want to sort of share with you, a card game called Wizard Work, which will involve lots and lots of different wizards seeking work. And I've also got to get all the drawings from my daily political drawings. I call it the 5 years sketchbook. I've got to scan those and get them sent off to the printers so I can make volume 2 of 5 years, the sketchbook of political drawings. For roadside boulders. So you see this is how the paths connect up. I haven't opened the curtains yet to see what the weather is like outside. It's been sort of rainy and grey. I mean, perfect studio weather actually. So I'm not sure what to. I've often thought as an illustrator that I've been fortunate to live in the sort of British climate, because if it was sunny and hot and Mediterranean, I don't think I'd get any work done. Whereas on cold, rainy days, of which we get so many, particularly at this time of year, it's perfect for going to the studio, shutting the door, putting the light on, getting cosy, and creating this sort of work. I suppose maybe if I lived in the south of France, I'd become a landscape painter on plein air. Let's create a little hill in this corner. The shadow going the right way. And a pen on the paper, which I never get tired of. Create a bit of a shadow on this tree. And actually, I'm reminded I have a Japanese sketchbook, one of those that sort of folds out into one long sheet of paper, and they're perfect for sort of drawing imaginary landscapes in. And it's been on my shelf for quite a while, so I really should. Maybe I'll introduce that when I talk about sketchbooks. Another little hill up in this corner. Concentrate on my camera work. I think I might have been a bit lax with that. Focusing on my fingers, not the drawing. So there. Some paths all connecting up.